approaching a hospital that's cut off from the outside world, and the first sight, the ghostly image of a dead body on a trolley. What's to come is more shocking. Bodies dumped next to piles of rubbish, 19 of them decomposing in the heat. And it gets worse. Inside we follow a trail of blood and an acrid, sickly smell. This is Abu Salim Trauma Hospital, but there are no nurses in sight, no doctors. We're given face masks, but there's no way to prepare for a sight like this. Behind the doors, in a side ward for the sick, all you see is the dead. Young, old, no names, placed in beds, covered in an attempt at some dignity.
This is absolutely appalling. So hard to describe. The stench of death in that room. Walking through a hospital that appears to be completely abandoned. Stale blood on the tiles, like something out of a horror movie, but worse because this is real.
Later we meet medical staff. A surgical technician says many of the dead are civilians. The mortuary is full and other bodies lie elsewhere. But he isn't precise on the total number.
I think more than 100.
More than 100?
I think.
This is supposed to be intensive care. The hospital has hundreds of staff, but they fled because of the intensity of fighting, leaving 7 medics. Only 2 of them are doctors. They're here day and night and can't get any outside help. This man, a civilian with a bullet lodged in his spine, urgently needs life-saving surgery.
2 days back, 2 patients died because we don't have electric for mechanical ventilation, you know. And this one maybe 3 times, 4 times CPR.
A boy, a bullet now removed from his chest, is recovering. This man came to buy a car in the city when he says he was shot and robbed by a Gaddafi loyalist. He will survive. But looking around, there isn't much hope for some. Civilians, rebel fighters, Gaddafi loyalists, together in the same place, with the same desperation. The man here has severe abdominal injuries and needs surgery now. Medical aid agencies say they can't send in staff because of the risks, although relatives have collected some of the injured and dead. We came under small arms fire on the way out and the way in. The fighting is close. We left unable to verify the total number of dead. We saw 39 bodies, while it's said up to 150 are kept there. Across the road, the owner of a takeaway restaurant says he saw some of the civilian killings on Sunday.
Some people was armed just in the highway. They stopping civilians, the cars, anyone they're stopping and just open the door and just killing people for nothing. They start killing. I saw in my eyes.
A hospital meant to treat trauma, now in a trauma all of its own, and what could be evidence of war crimes, all isolated. And as we leave, more bodies, this time on the roadside. Like the hospital, there's no one to assist or investigate. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Abu Salim, Tripoli.